everyone, it's Christine and Vanessa here, hooking you up with what you need to know to level up.
Hope you're having an amazing 2019 so far. It's April, and I can't believe how time flies. It's crazy. Marketing has come a long way, especially with the invention of the internet.
So for today's episode, we're going to talk about and go into a deep dive on marketing and social media. And today our special guest is a forward thinker, a deep thinker, and a smart young lady named, drumroll please,
Siniza Mejia.
Hi guys.
All right, Siniza, thanks for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So before we get into marketing and social media, we're going to introduce you the Hustle Beyond Limits way with our token 3 questions. So first question, what are your book smarts?
Book smarts. I would have to say I am a writer and I'm a sucker for psychological writing.
Ooh,
yeah.
Deep. Yeah.
And quantum physics.
Quantum physics. Yes. Yeah. And our second question is, what are your street smarts?
Street smarts. I'm from Winnipeg. So born in the Philippines, raised in Winnipeg, lived in the inner city, kind of still have that ghetto, that hood in me. So I would say that's one of my street smarts, is to literally navigate the streets.
That's so awesome.
Literally.
Yeah. And what's that saying? Like, can take the kid out of the hood, but can't.
Yeah, you can take the kid out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the kid.
Yeah.
True. True.
Applewood.
Applewood.
Northeast.
Oh man. Okay, so our last question is, what does hustle mean to you?
Hustle means equal parts working hard, equal parts rest and self-care.
Oh yeah.
So that's what hustle means to me. It's about because we can get into this huge pendulum swing into working so hard that you don't take care of yourself, and then you're serving no one by serving everyone else. And then this other huge pendulum swing where all you're doing is resting, and then you become complacent, and then you don't really reach any of your goals. So I like to keep that balance, and I think that's what hustle means to me, is keeping the balance between rest, self-care, and working hard towards what you want to do.
Yeah. So let's get into marketing and social media. So can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and kind of how you got into this career?
I actually went to college for marketing, or for accounting at first.
Oh, what?
And then what? My mom was an accountant, so she really wanted me to go into that field. And then one of my prerequisites was a marketing class, specifically an international marketing class. And it clicked, and I was just so intrigued and so engaged in that class, more so than any of my classes. I remember like going home, and my major was marketing, or it was accounting, but I would just ignore that part and just go straight to my marketing book. And so I switched my major over the next year. And yeah, so I took marketing, and specifically marketing management, and that's kind of how I got into it. And right after I graduated, actually, I joined Movement with Message to be the marketing director. And so I got a lot of experience through that, which is awesome. Like, it's kind of like your newly graduate dream to have that on your resume. And yeah, so it was really cool to have that aspect. And I knew from the beginning that I didn't want to do corporate marketing or oil and gas marketing or anything like that. I really wanted to do marketing for either a nonprofit or like a media company that does good or makes moves and kind of changes people's lives and things like that. And so that's kind of where my career is going. And right now I'm working for Marley Baird Media. So we are a media company, and we work with visionary entrepreneurs every day. It's so awesome. And like the entrepreneurs that we work with are like into finance, but changing your mindset about finance, and then changing your mindset about weight loss and taking your life back. And so these people are really changing lives every single day with their message, with their movement, and I'm like fired up every day about it. So in that company, I'm the copywriter, which is surprisingly where my career is leading me, and I love it because I love copywriting, I love writing. I'm a writer at heart, and like I said, I love psychological writing where you kind of hit that certain emotion. And I mean, copywriters are responsible for the growth of Apple and all of that stuff. So yeah.
So let's talk about social media. So how do you think this has affected us as human beings and how we interact, how we think, and how we feel?
I think there's, again, two ends of the spectrum. There's always that pendulum swing with anything, like really in life and in society. Definitely social media has affected us in so many ways, both negatively and positively. And I think there's that side of it where it's kind of in a negative way, like where we end up comparing ourselves to people's highlight reels and body image, like just everything, like seeing somebody traveling and then getting married and then having kids, and then it just like looks so perfect on the outside, but there's it's so much deeper than that. And then there's like the other side of it where people use it as a business tool. And really we're in like this amazing time where we have social media, and it's really how we use it and our perspective of it and how our mindset is about it. And it's definitely changed the business world a lot. Like before social media, it was like newspapers, radios, like all of that, marketing and advertising. And the biggest part about that is how that changes everything. Like you see Blockbuster closing down because like everything's digital, and like you see so many of these companies, and like radios going down and newspapers are becoming obsolete and all of these things. And then like marketers and advertisers have to be like on the ball with it. They have to be on like quick to adjust to the times and learn everything. Before it was just like Facebook. Now it's like Instagram stories, Instagram Live, Snapchat. It's everything.
So much.
And so it's such a quick technological change for everything. So in the personal world, everyone's kind of comparing each other, and then in the business world, it's such a quick transition into other things. So it's definitely, it's not going anywhere, that's for sure. Yeah.
I guess that kind of takes us to our question, because it's interesting to kind of see that paradigm, the personal and the business side. So as one is an entrepreneur, a lot of our audience that watches these are business people and entrepreneurs. So what do you think they can do to like really harness like the power of like social media and the way marketing is today, say versus 40 years ago when there wasn't any internet? How does like that strategy change? But how does one do it in the most positive light, so that the impact to the personal side isn't as invasive or as negative as people think?
If you're using social media in a way where you're kind of exuding this perfect life or perfectionism, then you're always gonna fall short, because nobody relates to perfectionism. And there's always that there's always going to be those accounts, and there's always going to be people who use social media for that. But I think what we have to think about is our reaction to that, and whatever's posted on social media, why do we react in a certain way, whether it's insecurity or comparison, or even react to it in a way that's angry or something like that. That's something that we personally have to work on within ourselves. And I think what people relate to is vulnerability and being real. And I think if we kind of react to it in a way where it's like, I'm tired of this, and I'm like, I'm just gonna close all my accounts because like there's so many bad things on social media, and there's like so many negative people on social media, and pretending like this and this and this, and we can go ahead and blame social media for all of these things. But the thing is, even if you close all of your accounts, social media will always exist.
Yeah.
And it will continue to exist whether or not you're using it. And same thing with the world. There's all kinds of people in the world, but whether you want to shut yourself off from it, the world will continue to go on.
Yeah.
So my advice is to change your perspective about it and to change your mindset about it in a way that, okay, if it's gonna exist, what can I contribute to it that changes lives, inspires others to take action, plants a seed, and go about it in a positive way where I'm not contributing to the negative side of it, but I'm part of that circle where we're using social media to like empower others and build businesses and encourage values of like family and chasing after your goals and your dreams, and really changing the world to be a better place, because we gotta do it for the future of like our siblings, our nieces, our nephews, our sons, our daughters, you know, our children. And I think with that, it's really that responsibility. And if we have that switch of mindset about it, that's where real change happens. It won't change because you get off of social media. You're just kind of avoiding what it is. But if you are on social media, I think you have the responsibility to show a different light about it, you know? Instagram versus reality. You know what I mean? Like, you can be vulnerable and you can tell your story. People connect with stories more so than a perfect life, perfect highlight reel. And we've seen it time and again. Like, there's big names out there like Jenna Kutcher, who has used Instagram for body positivity and just empowering women and talking about taboo things like miscarriages and having like a really hot husband with a six-pack and she's like overweight and things like that, and it's just so real, and people just connect with that so much. And then there's that you're helping other people to come to light. So and that's my biggest advice for businesses when using social media to connect with their audience. Because as much as you're posting, hey, I have a business, it's so awesome, nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna care. But if you're posting things like, I was so miserable in my job and I went onto this venture and it's so uncertain, it's full of uncertainty, but people are gonna connect with that more and see you as a real human being.
Good point.
Thank you. And I think that's what we kind of try to do here at HBL as well, is like the whole reason like Christine and I started kind of this media channel is like to really have a platform to like share our advice and kind of our learnings. And I know that would be like really useful when maybe we were starting out in our careers, and just like little tidbits from the professional world, but also like personally, like what's happening and like little learnings that we have. And we hope you as an audience find value in that. And we try to do it in a way that's like really relatable, and that we're not just boring CPAs at the end of the day. That
CPA not boring.
we're cool.
And like our feed isn't perfect. It's not really like, it's not even close at all. But that's good. It's good to know. And Jenna Kutcher is the Gold Digger podcast.
Yes.
I love her.
She's amazing.
She's awesome. Cool. That's great advice, Niza. That's really helpful to all our viewers to know that social media can be used in a positive and impactful way. So we want to know what's next for you.
I'm having a baby.
More babies.
Yay,
And-
congrats!
Thank you. So that's what's next?
It's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one. And then professionally, just continue to work as a copywriter. It's really a dream job, and I'm really loving it. So I'm really developing that skill and just like keeping going down that track. And then that's about it for now. Yeah, my big project is having a kid.
Yeah, this is the best project.
And also, Sunita is amazing dancer. If you guys didn't know that as well. So how can our audience get a hold of you and kind of watch your channels and all the things that you do with your dance life, marketing life, and then your soon-to-be mom life as well?
I'm pretty active on Instagram.
I watch her stories every day.
I'm
And
active on
comment. Every day.
I'm active on Instagram stories a lot. So it's at CEN_Mejia MEJIA. And now that you mentioned dance, I actually I am speaking at the Young Women of Conference event May 10th, and then we're also doing a mix of masculine and feminine piece with Women of Crump. So yeah,
Awesome. And is that in Calgary?
that's in Calgary. Yeah.
Awesome. Great. And we will write down on the link below how you can get tickets to that event. Is it tickets? Yeah.
It's tickets,
Okay,
yeah.
awesome. Great. So there you have it, guys. We hope you learned something new today. And as always, we thank you for watching all of our videos. And we really, truly enjoy collaborating with artists and great thinkers like Sunita here. So thank you for your support this season. And we will see you in season 3. We're going to have some new things for you coming up. So with that, we out.
Yes.